Welcome to another episode. So we are basing ourselves for the next 2 weeks in Saddleworth, which is approximately an hour and a half from Adelaide. But Saddleworth is central to so many iconic places, iconic Aussie legends. So you will see in this episode we do come across some well-known icons within the area, some fairly significant Aussie legends that have changed Australian history, and we also get a delivery of a package that we've been waiting for, which is really exciting for us. And yes, so I'll just show you around where we are here in Saddleworth. It's a low-cost camp. It's $25 a night for power and water, and there are showers and toilets here, barbecues, playground. Really good low-cost camp, and very central to the Clare Valley and pretty much anything that you want to see, which is within about 50 kilometres of this spot right here. Absolutely perfect location. So this is where we are. Hello, we have an exciting unboxing. It's not a box, but an exciting package today that we've been waiting for a little while now. So we shall open it up. Make sure I don't cut what's inside, because that would be a disaster. We have our new tops. So we decided for a new year we would design some new tops. So we actually get our tops made by an Australian company called Aussie Custom Apparel. And so here is the reveal. So we've tried to go a little bit more, if we go out for dinner, it's kind of a little bit nicer, I think. Well, not nicer, but turn it off. I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
Subtle.
Well, why don't you just say that? Okay, just restart.
I haven't stopped it.
Subtle. Oh dear. Anyway, so yes. I think it's a bit like a smart design, the back. So we've reduced the size of the logo this time and just got what we're on, basically Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, although I don't really know much about what I'm doing on TikTok. And that one's Rumble, which if you haven't heard of Rumble before, it's another version of like YouTube, I guess, that's up and coming. It's still quite small at the moment, but we've started uploading some of our videos there. So yeah, new top. Now we actually had some people ask in our comments where they can get our tops from. Up until now there was nowhere you could get it from because it was our custom design, but now that we have ordered the minimum requirements through Aussie Custom Apparel, you can now go onto our website and purchase these. So we have actually only put $5 on top of the price that is asking. That's really just to cover the costs of fees for processing the on the website. Basically, we're not going to make anything out of these. That's not our aim in this, but people have, like we've got the original long sleeve that I'm wearing today because it's actually quite cold today. the short sleeve original and the new ones, but in here somewhere will be a new design, a new, not design, style. So you won't see Chris in just the...
You've just gone past him.
Other style. I got past him there?
Ones with that colours.
There we go. So we now also have, which I won't get the opportunity to wear at the moment, but a singlet. So these are available in the old style and the new style. So I think they're just a little bit different. So yeah, it's really nice. So the singlets, from memory, I think they're $43 on the website. Again, only putting $5 extra on to cover the cost, that the processing costs for us. These
are made like your fishing tops.
Yeah, so it's the same material as fishing tops. They're SPF 50 plus.
Yep.
And as you've seen in the last 14 months that we've been wearing them, they wear extremely well in every sort of condition. We've been in Darwin weather.
They're fully sublimated.
They're fully sublimated. They don't fade. They don't. The design will stay looking like this forever, even with washing and washing and washing and rough use. That we put them pretty much tested to the max out. So if you are interested, they are on the website. We don't hold stock. These are all ours. But basically, we're travelling full time. We're not going to carry 500 different sizes for people. So what we have organised with Aussie Custom Apparel is that you can order through our website, because it will be made to order. But you need to allow 4 to 5 weeks for delivery of what you order. So
basically,
because they're made once you order them, and you can order one at a time, not like we had to order a minimum, which was the 10 of total of the design, but we've done that for you, so you can order one if that's what you would like to do. If you don't, that's fine. We will get them anyway, and just a couple of people had asked where they could get these tops. So yeah, both versions, new design, old design. You can get the long sleeve t-shirt design and the singlet. So
okay,
yeah,
we'll cut this off for a minute and we'll come back and we'll show you what they look like with
them on. All right. Okay, so here is one of mine on. Really good. And the thing with these, and it's the only company that we have found in Australia that do Australian sizes, but also you can get up to a 9XL. So we can go from small adult to 9XL. So whatever your size is, they do sell children's sizes. However, they're the same price. What size you get, they're the same price. So we haven't put anything child size on the website because I didn't think people would want to pay $60 for a child size. But if it's something that you want, send us a message and we can certainly arrange that for you. But I shall turn around. There is the back.
And so the sleeves.
Yeah, so we've got a bit of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Rumble.
Yeah.
So yeah, new design. So you'll see us wearing these now, plus the old ones, because they're still like new anyway. Yeah. So if you're interested, head over to our website, AussieEncounters.com, and you can order one for yourself if you're interested. We're not forcing anybody to whatsoever. The reality of where we are at the moment and the time of year, it's beginning of May, and this is today's weather. Yeah, so we're hoping to do some sort of filming today, but it's too wet. Well and truly too wet. Yeah, so we'll do our chores, but that's the life of living on the road. Can't always get out and about when we want to. So anyway, just thought we'd just show, I guess, more of the reality of being on the road.
Beautiful area, not that we can see rain about. But, yeah.
That's right, yes. But tomorrow, I believe it's not meant to be raining, so hopefully we can get out tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to have to just judge between rain, because then I think 2 days after that it's going to be raining again, so we'll get out as much as we can. So we'll see what we get up to. See you then.
Where are we?
We are in Jamestown. So Jamestown is the birthplace of an Australian legend, Mr. R.M. Williams. So we just come to pay our respects and have a look here. So this was erected in 2009 by his daughter. So we're on R.M. Williams Way. So his real name is Reginald Murray, that's the RM. So he married Thelma Cummings in 1929 in Adelaide. Let's have a look. There we go. He was born in Jamestown in 1908. Lived in the family home a few kilometres out of town. So, what do we want to know? The first pair of boots.
The old R.M. Williams boots.
Started off making pack saddles, particularly elastic-sided stockman's boots in a shed at the back of his father's house at Prospect. R.M. Williams was becoming known by stockmen and drovers all over Australia, and the Percy Street address became a mecca for bushmen. Okay. There we go, there's a later photo. He died in 2003. Oh, he was 95 when he died and had 9 children. Wow. Well, there you go. And across the road, which we'll go to next, is actually the Lone Pine seedlings, which is from the original seedling from Gallipoli in 1915, I believe. So we shall go and look at that. And I'll just take some more photos.
Okay, so we've come across the road. It's starting to rain again, so we'll do this from the car. Just opposite of me now, and I'll show you in a minute, is one of the trees that was grown from seeds taken from Lone Pine in Gallipoli, and this is where the tree is at the moment. Now, the tree directly behind it to the right is also the second tree that was grown from seeds from Lone Pine as well. So yeah, so it's got a bit of history, this town, with R.M. Williams and the Lone Pine trees. But yeah, so, but it's a shame the weather is like it is, unfortunately. But just say like it is, like it is. If it's good enough to get out, we will get out, and if not, well, we don't get out. But today's been one of those days where it's been on and off. So we've moved along. We've come to, I don't exactly know what the area is. It's near Burra. Anyway, this is the site of one of the Midnight Oil album covers, and it's the an old building in the paddock and all that. So we'll show you what we're looking at. So that's the shot there behind me. We'll throw up some still photos, and that's one of the Midnight Oil album covers. So interesting. It's a beautiful little building, and we're lucky the sun's out here. We've been in rain all day. Tracy's just outside on the phone at the moment. But basically everywhere we've been, it has been overcast, drizzle rain or pouring rain, and just this one spot where we wanted to get a good photograph, well, nice break in the cloud and sunshine, so we're lucky. Anyway, we'll keep on moving and see what else we can find.
I hope you can hear me. It's quite windy at the moment. We've just stopped off at Farrell Flat, where is a beautiful silo art. Here it is. Look at that. So that's representing the railway station that I think might be back here. Like this. The old pub across the road. But if you've been watching us for a while, you'll know if there's any sort of silo art or art, I will have to stop and see it. So don't know where we're ending up next. It is getting quite chilly and cold now, so we might end up going back to camp and going out again tomorrow. So not sure though, we'll see you then. Okay, today it's wanting to rain, but it's not yet, and we're out and about and coming to see something that I really wanted to see. Have a look at this. So that is the entrance just there to the Martindale Hall mansion, and so we're going to go and have a look. A bit excited. Martindale Hall you would recognise from the movie Picnic at Hanging Rock. It was the schoolhouse. Martindale Hall was built over 2 years in 1879 to 1880 for Edmund Bowman Jr. and it cost £30,000. The sandstone used was gathered from a property across the road, and they built the mansion in a Georgian style with Italian influence. The hall has 32 rooms, including the cellar of 7 rooms. Edmund's grandparents, John and Mary Bowman, were sheep farmers in the Lake Districts in England, who migrated to Tasmania in 1829 with their children and a flock of their best sheep. In 1838, their eldest son Edmund Sr. arrived in South Australia. The rest of the family followed in 1840, and they built a fine 2-storey home at Pine Forest, now the Adelaide suburb of Enfield. The home, Barton Vale, still stands today. Edmund Sr. followed the Wakefield River and purchased 9,159 acres around Mintaro. He named the property Martindale Station after one of the green valleys where the family ran their sheep in England. Here he established what was to become a famous merino sheep stud. Edmund married Elizabeth, and they had 7 children, the eldest also named Edmund, born in 1855. Mrs. Bowman's nephew, William Bowman, became a saviour for the family, managing Martindale Station while Edmund Jr. completed his studies. It was while studying law at Cambridge when young Edmund came to love the English lifestyle, and after having come into his inheritance, Martindale Station, and a great deal of money, he engaged a London architect to design a home similar to the English manor houses. 60 tradesmen, most of whom Edmund was said to have brought out from England, were contracted to build the house, which was completed in 23 months. Edmund surrounded the home with a polo ground, a racecourse, a boating lake, and a cricket pitch on which the English 11 played at least once. He and his 2 younger brothers lived a gracious lifestyle, entertaining Adelaide society, including the Adelaide Hunt Club. Edmund married Annie Cowes in 1884, and they had 6 children, but only 3 ever lived in the hall before Edmund had to sell up in 1891 because of overexpansion, drought, and the depression of the mid-1880s. William Tennant Mortlock, a South Australian grazier and politician who had inherited his father's pastoral empire, bought Martindale Station, which included Martindale Hall, for £33,000 as a wedding present for his wife Rosie Tennant. They had 6 children, but only 2 boys survived into adulthood. John Andrew Tennant Mortlock, known as Jack or JT, born 1894, and Frederick Ranson Mortlock, born 1900. Unfortunately, the latter drowned in Colombo Bay, leaving Jack to eventually inherit Martindale Station when his parents died. Jack was a very studious man who travelled all over the world, bringing back many artefacts which can be seen in the hall today. The only piece of Bowman furniture that remains in the hall is the huge imported billiard table, which was placed in the library before the north wall was completed. Jack married in 1948 and died 15 months later at age 55. He bequeathed the property to the University of Adelaide, appointing his wife as trustee. She handed Martindale Station over to the university in 1965 and died in 1979. In 1986, the university handed the hall over to the South Australian government. Well, Martindale Hall, what a fabulous place. I loved every minute of that. It was $18 a head entry per adult. Glorious, absolutely glorious. Alrighty, we have made it to Udunda and found some more solo art. Yay! Here it is. So obviously on the Colin Thiel books, they are just magnificent. I'm always in awe of how artists do this, I swear. Amazing. I'll just see if I can get a better look on the left hand one for you. Colin Thiel was actually born in Udunda in 1920, and he's probably most famous.
Now, if you know what he's most famous for, put in the comments below. Give me a second. No cheating, no cheating. Okay.
And it's not the 2 that were on the silo art. We'll tell you that. Alright. So the answer is, he is most famous for Stormboy. So, yes, so born in 1920 in Udunda, died in 2006 in Brisbane. So just a little bit of extra information there. So now we're headed to Kapunda, which is the hometown of Sir Sidney Kidman. Now, I've always wanted to come here since we were in Darwin, because when we were in Darwin, I bought a book on Sir Sidney Kidman, that's hard to say, the cattleman king of Australia. So excited to have a look around and see a bit of history on him.
And yes, his relation to
Nicole Kidman.
Yes.
Distant relation, but yes,
Was it true?
In the family tree.
Wasn't at one stage he owned about 3% of Australia?
Yeah, yep. At one stage, yes, definitely owned a lot of Australia. So yeah, I'm excited to see Kapunda just because of that history that I read in the book, and he's such a icon of Australia and built up the cattle industry in the early or the late 1800s up till I think 1930 was about then when he died. But yeah, the history that is built in Australia, like he brought bore water, that technology. He went to America and saw the technology they used there for bore water and brought that to Australia. So just things like that, it's just amazing. So anyway, we're off to there now. So here we are in Kapunda. Sir Sydney Kidman was well into ensuring that people have an education. That was very important to him, and he actually donated his family home when he moved out to Adelaide to the South Australian Education Department, and wanted that building to remain an educational building. However, in March last year, I believe, there was a fire that occurred here, so it's not in use, but here it is. It's actually the Kapunda High School, or part of, but here's the building in the distance. So I have read that they're actually restoring it, which is great to know. But yeah, he wanted to ensure that people could receive an education, and that was extremely important to him, and it's to remain part of that heritage of the area. So that's good. We're getting late in the afternoon, but there's a few other little things that I want to see, so we'll get to those quickly. We've made it to the Kapunda Mine, historic mine. It's actually the first mine in Australia. It started in 1844 from what I read. Here's a bit of a sign about it. So we're here, there's big shafts here, open cut stone quarry. So it was also a copper mine, like it was in Minta. So I'll just have a quick walk up here. Oh, here we go. Story of Sir Sydney Kidman, King of the Outback. Illustrated. Oh, it's a kids book. There you go. All right. Oh, something smells like pepper. The whim in South Australia. Okay, so that's a whim. It'll pull up the rocks from the bottom of the mine. So just look out over here. Again, it was Cornish miners that were brought out from Cornwall, and they had the superstition that there were to be no corners in a chimney, so no evil could hide in the corners. So it gives a nice little viewing area here, and you can see the green out in the distance. I'm not sure if you will on the camera where the copper is. We have Clyde here, who was built pretty much life-size in honour of all the horses that we use to haul all the ore out of mines. This is fabulous work. Imagine the time it would have taken to build that. That is crazy. It's amazing. So we're back in the main street of Kapunda here. So across the road from me here is the North Kapunda Hotel. Sir Sydney Kidman used to go to this hotel apparently, and it is said that that is one of the most haunted hotels around the area. So fascinating. So that is it there. There's the main street of Kapunda. So from what I've read, this section of the hotel is the most haunted section, and it's got some lovely drawings along the building. And here's Sir Kidman himself. There we go. Ghosts in Kapunda. Interesting. I'm happy that we've stopped off here. It's something I wanted to do ever since I started reading that book, as I said, and yeah, fascinating, love it. History. Here's the Cattle King himself. Australia's Cattle King, 1857 to 1935. There's his original house painted in the background and his wife.
Another cooking with Chris. Today we're going to attempt a dish, sort of making it up on the fly. It's pork belly bites, sticky pork belly bites in an air fryer. So we've just made up a bit of a marinade here, and these are the ingredients. So we've got the right amounts will be up in the description. So we've got mustard, onion powder, garlic powder, Chinese white spice, sesame oil, soy sauce, black pepper or white pepper, your choice, and brown sugar. Again, we'll put up the correct amounts in the description
Website.
on the website, and basically mix it all together till you get that, and then we'll go to our pork belly. I've had the pork belly in the fridge pretty much all day. I scored it, and I've rubbed it with salt, and I took it out of its packaging, patted it dry so it's completely dry, then scored the skin, rubbed some salt in it, put it back in the fridge uncovered. Preferably overnight would be better, because you get a better drier skin and a better crispiness, but we've had it in the oven, the fridge all day. I'm going to take it out now. I'm going to cut it up to the bite-sized pieces, so we'll come back once that's done. So as you can see, I've pre-scored the meat. I've rubbed a bit of salt and a little bit of Chinese fire spices on the front and the back. So now we're going to cut it up into our little bite-sized pieces, about an inch, 25mm, 30mm. It's up to you how big you want them, but I wouldn't go any bigger than that. It just makes it easier to cut it. Okay, so we've got all that cut up in the bowl. That's with the marinade. So basically now you're just going to mix it through, get all the pieces coated. Preferably you want to have this at least marinate for 5-6 hours plus, even overnight. Put it in a Ziploc bag with the marinade and stick it in the freezer. Me being me, yeah, not so much. So we'll give it a mix, and we'll set it aside for an hour, and we'll come back to you after that. Okay, we're back. It's been a couple of hours since we've you see this last, it's been marinating, the pork has been marinating for that time in it. Here it's all nicely coated. The air fryer, we'll put that on at 220, preheated, and we're gonna have to do this in batches because there's quite a bit of pork here. But also, we're not just going to have the pork, we're going to have it with some rice noodles, and there's a cheap way to do this. We actually buy like a 2-minute noodle type thing. We cook, standard thing, boiling water, let it do its thing. Then at the end of it, we'll drain the water off and just use the noodles and that as the base and put the pork on top. So we'll get the air fryer loaded up and we'll show you what we're doing then. Okay, so we preheated the air fryer 220. It's up to temperature. We've just put our first batch of pork in. We've put a bit of spray oil on the basket. Close the lid and we'll let that go 220 for about 20-25 minutes, and we'll see how it comes out, and then we'll put the next batch in. Okay, so about halfway through the 20 minutes, give or take a minute or so, you want to give if you've got a basket you take out, give it a shake. This one hasn't got a removable basket, so we're just going to give them a spin with a set of tongs. So, oh, they're looking nice. And let them go through now. Let that first batch go through to the completion, and we'll pull them out, put the second batch in. We'll get the noodles underway halfway through the second batch, so then we'll come back to you then. Okay, so our second batch of pork is done. We've done the noodles, we've drained them off. We're just going to plate that up on our plate. This is our pork over here. Now we're going to glaze them off. We were using some sweet whiskey barbecue sauce, so we'll give that a toss to get it mostly coated. Smells nice. I'll also get rid of the last bit of bottle. I have a bottle on standby, but I think there's enough left to the other one. Okay, so there we have it. This is the final product, all ready to serve out. Your rice noodles on the bottom, the Cheats way, with your sticky barbecue burnt end pork bites on top. So we'll give it a taste. Oh yeah. Beautiful.